Hey, you're listening to No Limits, a PlayStation podcast, episode 64. And now you can watch movies if you give Sony almost $200 a year. Oh, yeah. Hello, Internet. That was delayed response. Anyway, hello, everyone. My name's Taylor. And did I just say my name? Taylor. Yep. And I'm joined by my co-hosts, Sam and Brianna. Sam is embarrassed that I mispronounced my name.
It's the sleep deprivation. I wouldn't be laughing at it otherwise. I would be professional.
Okay, Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
And you're listening to No Limits, a PlayStation podcast, episode 64. Remember, you can find the video version of this pod over on youtube.com/SaveTheGameMedia every Tuesday. And while you're over there, make sure to subscribe to our channel. If you'd rather listen to audio, we are on all your favorite podcast services. We would love it if you'd leave us a review. It helps us grow, and we would love any feedback. If you want to support us and get early access to all Save the Game Media content, head over to patreon.com/SaveTheGameMedia and choose the tier that's right for you. Just like our current patrons did: Bucky Blue, Aman, Fabulous Brianna, Brianna's mom, Brianna's brother, Brianna's wife, Nikolai Knight, Cypher Primus, Brendan Myers, Marcus O'Neill, Lillian, Mimi J, The Snack Network, David Hotright, Dave Harp, the Xbox Expansion Pass, Alpaca Tom, and Lee Navarre, the fearless leader of the Phoenix Overdrive Extra Life team. Yes. Speaking of Extra Life, myself and Kevin Ainsworth from Project X Talk will be in Rome, New York during the weekend of November 3rd to raise money for sick children by playing video games for 25 straight hours, because there's a time change to standard time from daylight savings, and raises money for the Children's Miracle Care Network at hospitals specifically. And our links are on the show notes for you guys to donate. And please donate to our cause. We have a $1,000 goal this year. We're already at $120, and we'll be giving away as our ultimate prize the Spider-Man 2 Collector's Edition with all of 19 inches of Venom. Right, Sam will be able to attest if it is actually 19 inches when he brings his Venom statue on the show to measure. Of course.
Indeed.
Did Sony guarantee delivery day? Sorry, release date delivery?
Don't.
They usually do for PS Plus members on things.
I think I haven't looked into it too much, to be honest, but I'm pretty sure I remember seeing when I ordered it that it was like they estimate release day.
Right, no guarantees because liability, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. But I assume, I guess depending on what version you get, it wouldn't matter more, but because the collector edition is with a digital code, I would imagine the digital code is going to come by email anyway, rather than a slip inside the steelbook or something, because you want to preload when everybody else can. So I expect that's not going to prevent me from playing on launch day. I bloody well hope not, because I don't want to be lagging behind everyone. So yes, but I will, whenever I get the statue, it'll be here. I'll be putting it through rigorous various testing methods.
Wow.
I'm sure that it's
okay.
Sure, it fits in the spot for 19 inches.
Yeah,
on your dresser
over there somewhere.
Yeah.
Right. Make sure it's clean
to begin with. Yeah.
Before.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
You can. Speaking of Spider-Man, you can also win a digital deluxe edition of Spider-Man 2 by rating No Limits 5 stars on your podcast service of choice and subscribing to the Save the Game Media YouTube channel. If you tweet at us at Save Game Media with screenshots showing proof for both of those things, or contact Kevin on the Discord, or one of us showing you did that, you'll be entered to win. So, 2 separate opportunities for Spider-Man 2. Oh, yeah. With all that said, how are we doing, people?
Very tired.
Okay.
The workload has finally caught up. I was saying this before we started recording, but I'm feeling it in my bones, feeling it everywhere. Just slowly burning out. I've still got fuel in the tank to get me across the finish line, but I think I'm going to need to take an extended
2
break.
weeks. 3 weeks, actually. Sam, can you take a month?
I mean, if I wanted to, there's nothing stopping me. I mean, I'll probably still do like the daily stuff, which is maximum 4 hours a day. Usually around 2 to 3 hours a day. I'll probably keep doing that because that's just in the mornings, and then I'll have the rest of the day free to do whatever. But in terms of actual like hardcore project stuff, I'm gonna pump the brakes because I'm feeling it now. I've been playing a lot of games over the past few months, you know, and a lot of those games. So I did touch grass, I think.
Yes. They do have grass in England.
Do if they're allergic to grass, but they need to touch grass.
Well, we didn't stutter. Deal with it.
Yeah.
Sorry, do you guys hear a siren right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll talk
No,
about
that was just someone screaming in the background, I'm sure.
Have you ever noticed that children and cats sound the same?
Maybe.
For reals?
There's
For
certain
reals, if you ever hear
scenarios, yeah.
kids yelling outside, like your apartment or whatever, sometimes I'm like, is that a cat outside?
Yeah,
And
but
it's
I mean,
not,
if the
it's a
kid's saying
child.
words, then
Yeah, but they're usually
I
not.
won't really
I
misinterpret.
should
the
probably
idea
shut my
as a
window
cat.
for the duration of recording.
You're fine.
I mean, if the siren's going to stick around, but I don't know
No,
what the hell
it's
that
not.
was.
Yeah. Speaking of sirens, I believe everyone in the United States received not Amber Alert, but an alert on their phone testing
2 minutes early.
the emergency system.
Yeah.
And I was at work on at a call for tech support at the time because I was having Wi-Fi issues. So that was fun. I think I lost about 30 seconds in conversation because everyone's phone went off at the same time and I couldn't hear anything. Some people felt a little bit delayed. So it was, yeah, that was great. But here we are.
Yeah.
I got texted by my friend because she was like, it's going to scare me. And then she messaged me and she was like, it scared me. And
I can only imagine people have like major sensory issues with that happening. I'm just like, I feel so bad for them and their caretakers right now.
Yeah. Yeah. It was craziness, but what can you do?
What can I do? Well, Bree, nothing.
I'm going to spray this really quick.
All right.
Okay.
While Bree is putting bug
done
spray
now.
on her furniture,
It's catnip spray. Don't tell my dad.
catnip spray okay, so when my cat's exposed to catnip, actually I haven't given it to Toff yet. When growing up my cat was exposed to catnip, she would just start kicking everything.
Yeah, so she has like I'm just trying to make sure that she really likes scratching my bed. And I don't like her scratching my bed.
Oh,
So
like
I
your
have like
mattress, like your sheets.
no, like the headboard and whatever.
Oh, I don't have a
What's it called?
headboard. Get wrecked.
So yeah, I'm trying to encourage her, and I just remembered because it's right in front of me that I have to spray her scratch thing. Because then it makes them scratch that instead of other stuff. So
nice. But what have you been playing besides your bed frame?
I haven't been playing my bed frame, but I've been I'm so disappointed in myself saying I've been playing League of Legends.
It's okay, you can say it.
Everybody's still mean and still toxic. I forget every time how awful people are. And the whole, oh, you should uninstall the game and kill yourself. Like, it's crazy.
Damn.
It's crazy.
Oh
So
boy.
I always forget about that. I also have to play Final Fantasy 14 because a new expansion or a new patch just came out. 6.5 came out October 3rd. Yeah. So I have to play that at some point. I'm also trying to finish Lies of P before I leave on vacation. But I don't actually know. If I'm going to finish it. I will finish the game. It's just I don't know if I'm going to finish it in time. Because I'm also trying to crochet a skirt for my dad's girlfriend before we leave. So
all right.
mostly been watching One Piece and crocheting. So,
Nice.
what have you guys been playing, / watching, / doing?
I know what Sam's been playing.
The game of life.
Is it? I was gonna say the game of porn, but I guess.
Wow, this is a family-friendly show.
Is it?
Whatever floats
Don't
your
lie.
boat, you know.
I've always wanted to try one. I've never played a porn game though.
I cannot.
Bree, I don't think you do.
If you know Bree, probably she does.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you.
With Pablo.
I cannot discuss what I and have been playing. Yeah,
Is it Last of Us multiplayer?
Yeah, and part 3 simultaneously. It's just they're going to shadow drop it in
Last of Us
every week or two.
multiplayer that's going to be
Pretty
shut
nuts.
down. Yeah.
So Sam's playing Last of Us multiplayer.
Sorry, the Last of Us
3.
2 multiplayer. Last of Us 1 multiplayer is a godsend.
Also Ragnarok DLC.
Yeah,
Right.
You can tell when I'm tired. I'm just playing everything Sony has lined up for the next year or so.
Wouldn't that be so cool, though?
No, it really, really wouldn't.
You wouldn't want to get all that stuff?
It's a lot of work.
Not simultaneously, no.
No.
What if you didn't have to do it for, like, it wasn't like work, you were just like, got everything. You're like, here you go, Sam, here's a little bundle for you. You can play it at your leisure.
I mean, of course, if there wasn't the prerequisite of me having to work on it and I could just enjoy all that stuff, I'd take it all. Just give it to me. But I couldn't do it if I had to cover it all.
Yeah.
No.
Fair enough. Taylor, have you been playing anything?
Yeah.
That's good. On to the news.
No. Hold on. Let's put it in reverse for 1 second. I finished Spider-Man City That Never Sleeps. 100%ed it, actually. And that's great. And I've just been on a major Spider-Man hyperfixation since like last week. And
welcome to the club.
Yeah, playing that. And a lot of fun. Yesterday, I went back to Miles, and I'm like, I never platinumed this game. What was there that I didn't do? I realized I have like 30 to 40% of the suits that are not unlocked. I'm like, I'm usually not a guy who goes collectathon in games, but when it comes to suits in Insomniac Spider-Man video games, I need them. I need them. So yesterday, and I also had some other stuff. Like I had side missions I haven't done yet. I have some hideouts and underground caches that I needed to complete. So I'm like, there's a lot of homework I can do at Miles before Spider-Man 2. So doing that.
You can watch Spider-Verse.
I've watched both Spider-Verse films, and I've seen.
No, I know, but watch it again.
Into the Spider-Verse twice. I saw it right before seeing Across the Spider-Verse. Yeah, maybe I could watch Across the Spider-Verse again. Is it on? It's not on streaming services yet, is it?
I don't think it's on streaming services, but you can buy and rent it. Which I really want to. This is slightly related, but not really. I really want to buy Barbie, but it's $30 to buy it digitally.
You know how much you drop on like other things for a lot of money?
Like what?
Books. Like not just books.
Don't talk to me about books.
Like really artistically created special edition hardcover. Actually, not even just doing that. You buy a lot of books, all right? Hardcover books.
I know. I bought like 5 books this week, so.
Wow. Oh, and speaking of like the Spider-Man craze thing and books, this relates to it. I'm considering getting into Ultimate Spider-Man comics. I just watched a couple episodes of Batman the Animated Series because I was feeling superhero mood. I downloaded the Telltale Batman games because I never played them before and I wanted to check those out. I'm just like, so if we're in the superhero mood right now, yeah, Troy Baker voices Batman in that one. I'll see. I'm interested to see how he performs there.
I can't believe I met Troy Baker. That was crazy. Whatever. I didn't get a picture with him though.
My kids play squash with his kids,
Have you seen his kid? His kid is really cute.
Nice. Does he have big hair like Troy?
Yeah, he has long hair.
Nice.
He's really cute.
And I just took a glance yesterday which I've never seen. I think I've seen one movie ever in Phase 4 of the MCU, and it was No Way Home. Because of Spider-Man, I'm like, should I check out some Phase 4 Marvel stuff? I thought about it for a bit, and I'm like, Phase 4 Marvel, getting into comics. Which would I prefer? I think I'd like getting into comics more. And I say that, but maybe the time commitment associated with comics, I ditched anyway. But
yeah.
The
But
best part about
hey,
watching the Marvel films is you don't have to actually pay attention to them while you watch.
what, Sam? Something tells me you've seen all the Phase 4 stuff.
yeah, I mean, of course I have.
Okay.
But the interesting thing is that even if you do the comics thing, you might, whilst reading the comics, stumble across a character, and then you're like, oh, that character has been introduced in a Phase 4 thing, and then you want to check out the film or TV show.
I've heard from people WandaVision's worth watching.
If you want like definite recommendations, WandaVision, Loki, Shang-Chi. Obviously, you've seen No Way Home. And Moon Knight.
Hi, Toph.
Oh my god,
I'd say
she's so cute.
those are definitely
What phase are we?
worth
2?
checking out.
We're in 5
3?
now.
No, we're in 3 now. We're in 3.
We're in 3.
Wait. Yeah. What do you mean we're in 3?
Sam and I watching.
Yeah, in the we caught up? Yeah.
Oh wait, I
You know
thought
that other podcast that
I thought
happens
only
occasionally?
Bree was in Are We Cut Up Yet? I didn't know it was collaboration between Bree and Sam. You guys.
Which is just a solo podcast.
I just haven't listened to
of
it.
Bree going, I don't know what the hell is going on.
Yes.
Yes. So so Bree,
No.
you've seen. Okay, I should probably listen to this show for entertainment purposes, and I feel bad for not having done so yet. But so, which Marvel movie are you on? Or Are We Caught Up Yet?
Well, for airing,
What?
the next one that airs is what did we just record? Whatever we just recorded,
Strange.
but yeah, I think that one comes out next week.
Which one?
Doctor Strange.
Which
And then
Doctor Strange? There's
first
only
one.
one.
The first
right,
one.
Yeah, in Phase
And
3,
then
yeah.
the next one that we're recording and will come out 2 weeks after that is Guardians 2.
Guardians 2 is also a good film.
Yes.
Toph is really enthusiastic
Yes.
about Guardians 2.
So, yeah, I get to go. Sometime today, I will be sad about Groot.
I think I've seen Guardians 2. Haven't I?
I for sure haven't. I don't think
No,
I've
I've seen
seen
Guardians 1.
anything even partially beyond this, although I have been spoiled for several things.
But yeah, I've seen Guardians 2.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna say here, even though we're actually recording right now. After you see Endgame, I wonder if it would be prudent for me to hop on the bandwagon and join you guys for Phase 4, because I'm largely absent for it. Right?
Feel free, buddy.
I've seen like I've seen like half of one episode of Moon Knight. That's the other thing.
Okay.
My roommate in college was a diehard superhero junkie. So he was looking
It
at
sounds
all
like somebody we know.
multiple people actually. Yeah, isn't that right? Isn't that right? So anyway, all the superhero stuff. Also, I'm just gonna say it right now, guys, because I was watching an episode the other day. Batman the Animated Series. What a fantastic show for all ages.
How many times do you think Batman said, "I'm Batman"?
He actually didn't say it that many times. I mean, there is the episode where he says, "I am vengeance, I am the night, I am Batman." I think that might have been Perchance to Dream. No, it wasn't. That was a different episode. Just a call out. That's a great episode to watch in the series, for the record. Also, if you're never going to watch the show, at least watch the movie Mask of the Phantasm.
I won't be watching Batman.
Or is it Mask and the Phantasm? Something like that. You won't? Please?
I don't like superhero stuff.
Then why are you watching all of the films?
These are questions I wonder about, and it's not worth asking.
I'm asking it. Why? Is it content?
It's just so
I
intertwined.
mostly FOMO,
Oh, okay.
but also like I'm enjoying the Marvel stuff enough now that it's like it's now no longer FOMO just driving me. It's also like, okay, yeah, I'm kind of excited about some of these films, but only some of them. Some of them I'm not excited about.
Well, you get to watch more Chris
As
Hemsworth
long
on the screen and Chris Evans, so it's a plus.
eh,
You're probably hearing this right now. Toph is scratching up a box below me. This is great.
get it, girl. Both of the Chris's are like meh right now. They're not on my simp list, so I think we're at 3 people on my simp list currently. But
Okay, fair enough. Anyway, very excited for Spider-Man 2. Can keep playing Miles, and I think I'm just really enjoying Spider-Man. Everything.
I am as well. Spider-Verse specifically.
Yeah, I don't think that was obvious, Bree, from our previous conversations.
Listen, I found the craziest gif of Miguel O'Hara on Discord. I love Miguel. I'm gonna have my Spider-Gwen cardigan soon and my Miguel O'Hara sweater.
Nice.
Very excited about it.
Nice. Oh, sorry. God, we're over 20 minutes into the show, but I'm just going to mention it once. And Miles Morales, I know I haven't unlocked a fair amount of the suits yet, but their mock-up of the Miles 2099 suit is probably my favorite suit in the game, and it's not that close. The hood with the Spider-Man 2099 aesthetic and the glowing eyes coming out of the suit.
Does he have teeth in that one too, or no?
No.
What?
Like the fangs thing that he has.
Oh, no.
Boom.
Well, anyway.
We better move on before I say something.
Wait, no, we actually can't move on. There's one more thing to mention.
Yeah,
Sam had a fight with Greg Miller from Kind of Funny. Sam, would you like to elaborate?
Oh, yeah. So, like, long story short, I was just watching Kind of Funny Games Daily, which I don't regularly do, but I do occasionally. And I can't remember what happened, but Greg fired some shots at IGN in jest. As he
They're
always
talking
does.
about Loki season 2 reviewing well.
That's right. That is what it was. And he said, you know, basically ever since he left IGN, it's gone down the toilet. And I, thinking he was never going to read it or see it, I was like, hey, I'm just going to send a funny message in the chat. And I was like, hey, I work with IGN, Greg. You eat blank. And he for some reason he read it. It caught his eye and he read it aloud, and then went on a tirade trying to like just ruin my career. He found out my real name, which isn't something I'm concerned about. Like, I had quite a few people reach out to me within IGN and outside and be like, are you okay? Because you kind of just got doxxed. And I was like, well, yes, but my name was public knowledge anyway. Like, it's attached to all of my work at IGN. You know, I do this. Like, I'm not afraid of people knowing who I am and what I do. It's like no real personal information that wasn't freely available got leaked. So I appreciate the concern, but you know, that was never really a concern. And then Greg proceeded to phone up a number of people, including Destin Legary from IGN, Paul Tassi from Forbes, and then I think he rang Barrett
Courtney.
Kind of funny.
Wait. He contacted these people to verify you existed?
No. He was calling people.
He called Destin because my pinned tweet for a long time was a video that Destin did. Like, it was a Marvel Snap tips video, and it was like word for word the page that I had written out, and Destin VO'd it. I was like, hey, this is cool. So I pinned tweeted it. So he called Destin because of that. And then again, all in jest. Some people didn't get that it was in jest, but in jest was like, you need to blackball this person. You need to, you know, like, go back, fact check everything that he's ever written. that kind of thing.
Specifically commas and periods. Because
Yes,
Sam doesn't know how to use them.
Because of course YouTube comments are well known for their punctuation. And then he called Paul Tassi because I basically just retweeted one of his things recently. He was going down my Twitter feed, and anybody I'd interacted with in any form, that was the joke, that he was going to call them up and let them know. So he let Paul Tassi know that I retweeted one of his tweets and said, "This is the kind of caliber person that you're bringing to your content. Just wanted to make you aware." And same for Barrett, I think it was.
Barrett was the one that got me.
Yeah. It was a whole thing, you know. And like my Twitter blew up because of it for a few days. I had like at least 100 additional people follow me and like views on my tweets that I could never have fathomed. I think the one reaction tweet I put out to the montage that Greg Miller put up is at like over 40,000 views, which is like well beyond anything I've ever experienced. Not that I care about that stuff, but it's just interesting to see that sort of by osmosis I've garnered a fair bit of attention the past few days. Yeah, it's been a whole thing. You know, it is very much right place, right time, or in this case, potentially wrong place, wrong time, depending on how you view it.
So this came from you saying Greg Miller, I work at IGN, eat shit, and that. Well, I think the result actually is a case of any PR is good PR in this.
Absolutely, that's my perspective. I've had a lot of people, random people that I don't know, say like, "Hey, since that happened, I've gone and checked out the stuff that you've written at IGN, and I think it's impeccably punctuated and stuff, and actually just genuine compliments as well." So, yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It was
also,
a funny
for the
little
record,
coincidence.
there's some high up individuals in the industry who know who you are and the work you do in like not in a negative way. So,
yeah,
what I'm saying, Sam, is you're going to get a job offer in the Bay Area within the next 12 months.
I'm actually joining Kind of Funny tomorrow. So, yeah.
Bye, blessing.
No, you know, like that. We don't want to start a whole thing there because then that's actually controversial.
Bye, Mike.
Yeah, maybe Mike. You know,
bye, Greg.
Do we really need Gary Witter as a person there? Like,
I don't know who that is.
I want to do the X.
That's how much I know about Kind of Funny.
We could just
here's what I know about Kind of Funny. Greg Miller and Colin started it. Colin left to create Last Stand Media.
What about Tim?
Greg Miller brings on Blessing, and there's a guy named Mike who does Xbox stuff or something.
About Tim and Andy and Nick.
And I don't know anyone
Kevin
else.
And Joey?
Joey? What, Joey and Vinny?
Roger.
And Saul?
Yeah. No, Joey Noel.
Oh, I will say, God, we're 20 minutes in. I don't care. God, one of the best side missions in the game is in the Spider-Man. Okay, us seeing Vinny and Sully reminded me of the Magia and Hammerhead. This is my train of thought. The side mission. Top disrupt the microphone. The side mission in Spider-Man Remastered Silver Lining DLC. How loud was that? The top just almost knocked over my microphone.
It's okay. I also dropped my phone on my keyboard. So.
Okay. The side mission where you collect audio recordings of crime scenes.
Oh, if you like that, there's a whole game about that.
Fantastic side mission. Because the side content in Spider-Man was mostly not good, for the record, but that was very good. Wait, what game?
So I actually met the devs. This is how I know the game. Let me find it. I met them at GDC.
Oh, it's an indie game.
Yeah, let me find it. It's here. Yeah, I'll find it. I'll randomly tell you in about 2 minutes when my Steam.
Okay.
That side quest, interesting ramifications at the end of it.
It does. I agree. And I wish we got some more closure at the end of it. I'm not trying to spoil for people who haven't played that side quest.
If anybody wants to buy,
I assume they're setting stuff up, but I don't know.
Elden Ring on Steam right now is $40 in case anybody wants it.
Okay. Anyway, what I'm going to say is I'm curious if Yuri Watanabe ends up being an adversary in Spider-Man 2. I don't know. or later she comes back. I don't know how she ends up in the comics. If that's a character they created or she's in the comics.
I think she's a comics person, but like not a well-known comics person.
Your Autonomy is the best character of the DLC. I'm just gonna say it right now. All right.
The game is called Unheard.
Unheard.
Yep.
Okay. Well, also Spider-Man Arkham games did an excellent job of that with collectible recordings in Arkham Asylum, especially the.
The whole point of this game is like just recording, because you're trying to figure out, it's like a whodunit kind of thing, but you're listening to recordings. Like you're playing what happened, but like going into different rooms to try and figure out who was talking to who and stuff like that. It's interesting. I thought it was a good game. Anyways.
Nice.
Made me think of that.
Okay, as we are 30, almost 31 minutes into the show, I guess we'll start talking about the news over the past week. Honestly, there hasn't been a big news week. Sam's thing was, frankly, the highlight, and I'm inclined to make it the thumbnail and title of this episode. I'm not joking.
You do you, boo, you know. I won't complain.
Oh, thanks. All right, so I've been talking for a while. How about you, Sam? You like movies? You're a game fan. You're a movie fan, as Jim Ryan would say. Want to read the first story here about movies?
Sure. We have a new PlayStation Plus premium benefit, everybody. You know, justifying the price hike. I mean, again, I don't have an issue with the price hike personally, but anyway.
Yes, you do.
I didn't, but anyway. Sony Pictures Core, which was previously the Bravia Core app, which was used to access a wide range of recent and classic films from Sony Pictures on Bravia TVs and select Xperia devices, has been rebranded to the Sony Pictures Core. And the app has launched. As of right now, it is available on your PS5 and PS4. So once you sign up, you just have to link your PlayStation account. Obviously, depending on whether you are a PlayStation Plus premium member or not, these benefits may or may not affect you. But once you sign up, you'll be able to buy or rent up to 2,000 movies, including but not limited to Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Spider-Man No Way Home, Uncharted, The Equalizer, No Hard Feelings, Bullet Train, and Ghostbusters Afterlife. You will be able to purchase select Sony Pictures films early in select markets such as the UK, France, Germany, and Japan. The first film with this early access will be Gran Turismo. I'm not going to read the subtitle because it's
do it.
Gran Turismo based on a true story.
So stupid.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. But if you are a PlayStation Plus Premium or Deluxe member, you will get access for free to a curated catalog of up to 100 movies through the app to stream on demand from the library as part of your membership. The catalog, which will be ad-free and updated periodically, currently features films such as Looper, Kingsglaive, Final Fantasy 15, Elysium, and Resident Evil Damnation. There will also be additional benefits for all PlayStation Plus members, but those details have yet to be announced. That's what I meant to say. Yay!
Please be excited.
I mean, whichever way you swing it, it's another benefit. You know, like whether it's actively the kind of benefits you were looking for or not, it's another thing that if you are on the higher tiers, you'll get access to for no additional cost, which is cool. Have either of you actually like gone into it yet?
Mm-mm.
No,
I don't have premium.
Yeah, I don't either.
Sure.
Have you?
Yes, I do.
Some good movies there. No,
you know,
Spider-Verse is there, so
it's not. It's not.
At least not even the first.
It's one of the ones that you can rent, but in terms of the 100
that's
free films that you have on demand for streaming, that is a different list. it takes films from the main list, but it's not.
Kingsglaive isn't too bad if you want to watch something.
No, that's good. I like Elysium for what it is. You know, I'm a fan of Neil Blomkamp, so
No idea what that is.
Looper is a good film.
Never heard of either.
Resident Evil Damnation, not so good.
Has there ever been any Resident Evil anything that's good besides the video games?
Yeah, I think the very first Resident Evil film wasn't too bad. The first Mila Jovovich one was pretty
wasn't
good.
terrible. Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's not really been anything that's like mind blowing. Am I wrong in thinking that there was like not like an anime but an animated Resident Evil thing at some point?
There have been several animated things. There's also been live action things. I've watched. So Netflix had like a short series. I think it was like 3 episodes, and they had like an actual TV series. Both of them were terrible.
Right.
Yeah, my dad and I like horror stuff, and so we try and watch like spooky stuff like that when his girlfriend goes out of town to Idaho to visit her family. So we tried watching both of those, and both were terrible experiences. So
yeah. So like, as someone who has technically, I mean, not that I watched anything on it yet, not all the way through. I did load up something, I can't remember what it was, just to see what the streaming quality was like, and it was okay. It was decent. Not 4K, I don't think, but that might just be because of how I stream and the internet I have. It's kind of like PlayStation Plus when it revamped with the catalog, where the PS Plus collection, which was like the curated list that everybody got, that was great. But like when PS Plus relaunched and there was the base catalog, there wasn't that much great stuff in there. It's kind of the same vibe I'm getting here. And if it is the case where like every month, I mean, they say it's going to be updated periodically. If it's updated every month and 1 to 2 really good films are put in, I think that's okay. Like alongside some trash and mid-tier films, I think that's okay. Like if you're a movie person, if you're getting access to,
I don't think it's going to convince anybody to
no, God no.
So I think that they're just like trying to add some sort of value to premium, because premium hasn't thus far had a ton of value.
Yeah. And also, like, it's directly incentive for Sony because they don't have their own streaming service. So this is basically the most direct avenue to get income and profit via PlayStation for their film stuff without licensing it out to other streamers. So
yeah,
makes sense. It is kind of weird that like there isn't more high quality stuff available for the premium deluxe member stuff in that 100 films as of right now, because like I nickel and diming obviously, because they're like, hey, you can only get this 100 films or so if you're premium or deluxe, but then if you want the actual like really good films, you have to rent them out on top of that. They're not part of the parcel. But I imagine at some point they will be, even if it is, they'll rotate in or out.
Can you just, so you can still use the app and not be subscribed to premium and just rent a movie you see on the service that you'd like?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but 100 film catalog is exclusive to premium or deluxe. And right now, I wouldn't recommend it. I don't think there's enough good stuff in there to justify people shifting up. Again, like Bree said, not that anybody would specifically just for this, I don't think. But hey, those people probably do exist somewhere. So if it's your bag, go for it.
Yeah, during this conversation, I've just been looking at the Amazon page for the Into the Spider-Verse Blu-ray. So
yeah.
God. Spider-Man has never had it wrapped around my finger this much in my life. Except for like, no, it's still never been to this extent. Even No Way Home, which was a Toby nostalgia fan's absolute dream come true.
Yeah.
Oh God, wait, if the Bully Maguire suits in Spider-Man. Oh my God. All right, I need to stop fantasizing about Spider-Man 2.
Okay, next one. Or
Yeah.
Sure, take it away. That's really fun.
Sony confirms a hack that compromised current and former employee information. Sony confirmed the personal information of 6,791 former and current employees was exposed as part of a cyber attack in June. Sony is now contacting anyone affected and is offering credit monitoring and identity restoration services. In correspondence notifying affected individuals of the breach, Sony said it is, quote, not aware of publication or misuse, end quote, of the personal details exposed during the hack. Sony discovered the unauthorized downloads on the 2nd of June and immediately took the platform offline. The company launched an investigation with external cybersecurity experts and notified law enforcement, it said. 6,791 people have been affected, as recorded by the Office of the Maine Attorney General. This is the second data breach that's come to light for Sony recently. Last month, a different ransom software claimed it had hacked all Sony systems and was selling data following the company's refusal to pay. At the time, Sony did not respond to Eurogamer's request for comment, but told publications it was currently investigating. This is from Liv Nunn, I think is how you pronounce it, at Eurogamer.
If only the breach affected us as well, because then we'd probably get a couple of free games from Sony, you know.
They didn't say anything about free games.
But if it did affect us, then they probably would, because they did
then
that
we would
back
have
in the
credit
day.
monitoring.
But they would probably also give us free games.
They're also still currently investigating. So, I mean, what the result of the breach in 2011? Did they give you free games, or you're just?
They did, because the PSN was down for like over a month.
What games did they give away?
You could pick, like, I think it was 2 games out of a decent list for the time.
Yeah, so this is from 2015. 4 years later, they gave 4 years later in 2015, right? We're into the PS4 era.
No. I think it was pretty close to the breach.
Oh, wait,
I remember
So
redeeming them on
there
PS3.
was also, right there. Sorry, this article states there was also the free game, Sony's Welcome Back promotion.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. I'm curious what the. Oh, yeah, I'm looking at a PlayStation blog post from July 1st, 2011.
Infamous was on there. Little Big Planet. Dead Nation from Housemarque.
So yeah, it was Dead Nation, Infamous 1. You could have selected 2 titles on PS3 from Wipeout HD plus Fury. That's 1. Super Stardust HD, Little Big Planet 1, Infamous 1, Dead Nation. PSP owners could select 2 titles from the PSP version of Little Big Planet, Mod Nation Racers, Pursuit Force, and Killzone Liberation. If you were a PSP owner and you didn't pick Mod Nation Racers and Killzone Liberation, I think you made the wrong choice.
Yeah. Amen.
Cool. Speaking of PS3, I'm looking up Infamous. Assuming there's this big drought in 2024 that will exist from first-party PlayStation.
What it's feeling like, yeah.
Taking out the PS3. First time Infamous 1 and 2, right? If I can hack my PS3 and play them through... If I can hack my PS3 and play them after that, great. If I can't, then I'll still play them. Either way, I would be getting second-hand copies, of course. But, yes.
Honestly, I think I could use a drought of games because my backlog is obscene.
I don't believe in backlogs. I just play what I feel like.
I believe in backlogs. I have a whole list.
I like collecting games, but I don't believe in the concept of it.
I'm sorry.
I like collecting
When you person in Discord is saying like screw physical media and stuff, isn't that what you doing?
I said post PS4 except for Switch. These are stipulations.
That's I'll take.
What?
Hate it.
Sam, you don't have any physical PS5 games.
Yes, I do. Do you want me to open up this drawer right next to me?
Do it.
Oh God! Wait, have you gotten all your first-party titles physically that you're able to?
Oh shit!
That's right. Sam's has to unlock his. Oh my God!
He had to move all the.
I have a fair amount of PS4 titles, just not PS. I have no PS.
I only have one PS5 title.
All right, let's get a look at this. Either God of Horizon. Is that a Forbidden
So we
West?
got
Is that
Horizon,
Thick Boy?
God of War, Spider-Man Miles Morales, Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga, Returnal, Ratchet and Clank, Destroy All Humans 2, Demon's Souls, Far Cry 6, Jedi Survivor. Would have more, but obviously, if I got the game for free from IGN, then I technically don't. I mean, I'm going to have Spider-Man 2, but I mean, that's not. I'm going to have the Steelbook, but you know.
That doesn't.
But I would have
include the
had
game.
like Final Fantasy 60 and Armored Core. I would have had those if I wasn't covering them.
Oh.
So.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Sam. Well, okay. Side tangent. This show's going to go like 1,000 hours. I don't care. The reason
We're gonna have to move some of the news.
Yeah. The reason I said that was because they're just like the discs post PS4 era and later are just keys basically, and the file size would be the same. What am I trying to say? They're basically keys for downloads rather than the game actually being on the disc fully, which I find disconcerting from a utility perspective.
Yeah.
Whereas Switch, it's all there and it's a cartridge. I'm a little Nintendo piss boy, so yeah.
You know the thing that really annoys me about PS5 physical games? They kept the blue. Why is it blue? Because the header is now white.
Oh God!
So it would be really cool if this was clear, like or a white color, but it's blue.
I like the PS4 cases with the blue.
I mean, yeah, it makes sense for PS4 because PS4 is all about blue. But
yeah,
what the header on PS5 is games is this white.
With the Jedi Survivor cover being also white with the box art, it looks like someone just copied and pasted a picture of what was his name? What's the protagonist's name?
Cal Kestis.
Cal, right? So it looks like someone just copied and pasted his picture onto a Word document and put it on a PS5 case.
Yeah, like this would look so much better, so much cleaner if that was white. It's just nice blending.
I think I agree. Or just clear, right? Yeah, like the PS3 cases.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Granted, I did like the red greatest hits cases.
True. Yes. Yes. Disgraceful.
Sorry, Bree.
Why are you sorry?
Tough nose.
Okay. Do you guys want to like try to get to all the news and blast through stuff, or do you want to delete some of the stories?
You know,
we can blast through them. Through them. It's easy.
All right,
let's just read like the first. Yeah, blast through them. All right, I'll read the next one. All right. So, factions, Last of Us factions. The new one is on ice, as quote on ice as Naughty Dog lays off its employees. This comes to us from Wesley and Poole at IGN. Naughty Dog has reportedly suffered a round of layoffs with the troubled Last of Us multiplayer spinoff factions. And Naughty Dog is home to 400 staff, and they laid off at least 25 of those developers, most of them being QA contractors. Well, are we calling QA contractors developers? I don't know about that. But they're still staff they're laying off who are seeing their contracts cut short. And according to Kotaku, full-time staff are not affected. And Naughty Dog will reportedly not offer severance to the laid-off staff. This is pretty textbook for a contract employee. You don't have the same benefits as a full-time employee. You also don't have the same opportunity for severance on a layoff. And Naughty Dog staff, are apparently, quote, being pressured to keep the layoff news quiet. And IGN has asked Sony for comment, and Sony hasn't commented. Shocker. And while the multiplayer factions is on ice, it's not, quote, completely canceled. And this lines up with a May report from Bloomberg, which said the quality and long-term viability of the multiplayer was coming into question. And as a result, a small group remains in the project while the company reevaluates. I think this is just another long line of, well, number one, screw layoffs. And that's a theme we've seen this year with Epic and other developers. And also, I think we've seen Last of Us multiplayer descend into, I'm going to just call it's in dev hell. So we'll see what happens from here, and the layoffs suck. But that's my take.
I think it might be a hot take. This is more an optics thing than an actual reality of the situation thing. Like, if Factions 2 is on ice or partially cancelled or whatever, getting rid of QA is that makes sense. Especially contractors, like full-time staff haven't been affected. That's good. Obviously, it sucks when anybody's laid off, but if you're not going to be putting out a game soon, then you're going to have to get rid of the QA team. I think it's this looks worse than it is. Stick with me, because of everything else that's happening around this news. Like, so many other layoffs are happening in places where it doesn't make sense and is actively bad, that this is sort of like business as usual for most game dev, as far as I can tell. But it's just that because it's surrounded by so much other layoff news, that people are like, Naughty Dog's doing it as well. But the reality of the situation is like, well, this is what would normally happen. So, and in terms of like Factions 2, I think I've said this before, keep the small team going and just make it a tangential mode to part 3. Doesn't need to be a standalone project. Make it a Ghost of Tsushima Legends type thing, a tangential mode to part 3, so you can keep the work that people have put in, but it doesn't have to be this massive full-blown project.
Yeah. I mean, it might also be like something where they're just taking a step back from the game to like evaluate what they want, because sometimes it is like better to step back from things like that and like, hey, like, what do we want to do with this kind of thing?
And they're probably like, we'll just make single player stuff.
Probably, yeah. Yeah. Oh well.
Fair point. I think I like that answer more than saying it's in dev hell. It's a bit sensationalist to say, because I don't really know.
I mean, I don't think that's mutually exclusive. I think both are probably true, but
I really don't think that this game is in dev hell. I think that they're going about it the right way, because dev hell is like they never stop working on the game, right? Like, but they're clearly taking a step back from the game and like, hey, we got to figure something out or get rid of it, kind of thing.
Well, yeah, I consider dev hell just having a troubled, I'll say it, significantly troubled development cycle. I think that's
right,
a good
but this
definition.
This doesn't sound like it's like a troubled development cycle. It sounds like the game isn't what they want it to be. Because I feel like troubled would be like like Redfall.
No. I feel like troubled's also that, because if you look at like Metroid Prime 4, they scrapped development 2 years in, and then the game's basically starting from the ground up again. I think that's a lot of stress on your developers.
I think it's a spectrum.
I guess.
To have a lack of direction, I feel like is a big development hell at the root of it. It's relative to how the devs feel, and I don't know. If I try to put my shoes in those of a developer, being given mixed messages or told to redirect where a game's development direction is going after a significant amount of time has passed since development began and our targets could be stressful.
Yeah.
I think as well, because it's coming from Naughty Dog, that it's like, this typically isn't a studio that you hear about them having issues making games. So even whenever you hear about issues and persistent issues about this game, even if they're minor, it's probably more alarming than it might be if it came from a different studio.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay.
Speaking of Naughty Dog, The Last of Us 2 Remastered seems like it might be coming, because as spotted on a LinkedIn profile of a Naughty Dog developer, The Last of Us 2 Remastered is noted. The developer in question is lead outsource artist Mark Parrillo, who has been at the studio since 2021. And the description reads, responsible for overseeing the production of all outsourced environment art assets, weapons, and interactive props for 2 iconic titles, The Last of Us Part 1, the remake that recently released, and The Last of Us 2 Remastered. This does come after reports in July where The Last of Us Part 2 composer Gustavo Santaolalla seemingly let slip that an enhanced version of the game was in development at Naughty Dog. Coming from Tom Ivan at VGC. Anyone surprised?
Nope.
I'm a little bit, dude. We just got a 60 FPS patch with haptics, and if it was a
I don't believe it had haptics. I did look it up.
Or sorry, I think adaptive triggers, maybe.
Maybe. I don't remember it having any DualSense
looking
compatibility.
it up.
Or,
Not
like,
surprised, but disappointed.
Oh no, it doesn't.
I think it's just boosting frame rates
Oh.
for the PS4 version.
No, yeah, just 60 FPS.
Yeah. Which is like, they're doing this for the same reason that they did part 1, is because season 2 of the show is going to come and they want to have a native PS5 version to draw in people who have never played the game before to buy a PS5 and the PS5 version of part 2 for when the second season drops. Like, it's ready on the shelves, which is the exact same reasoning they gave for part 1. Am I glad? Do any of us really care? We've played the game, so not really. If it's, as I said in the Discord, if it's a nominal like $10/£10 fee, and I get a native version that runs better, looks better, and has haptics and whatnot, then I'll pay it. It's a game that's worth that, I think. But if I have to pay for it a la carte, then no. For the same reason I haven't bought part 1 yet.
I bought part 1.
Yeah.
I'm part of the problem.
You are.
It's okay. Part 1, to be fair, does look stunning. She's stunning.
I'm sure it does.
I haven't bought part 1. I'll get it when it's like $15 in 3 years.
Amen.
And then
I
I'll
got
replay
it because
it
my dad wanted to play Last of Us, and so
but that I think that's justified there.
That is good. Yeah.
Exposing someone new to the best possible version of the game, I think that's the reason they're doing it, I think.
I haven't done a full playthrough of the game, I think, since it launched.
I haven't done a full playthrough of 2.
So I played some of Tila Remastered. I did some Tila Remastered. But
I've played through. I don't know if this helps with me not playing 2, but I've played through the first game 3 times, all the way.
You're right. That doesn't help with not playing part 2.
Dang it.
No, but like, I'm excited to return to part 1. Like I said, in 3 years, when it's been over a decade removed from my last playthrough of the game, so I can forget and re-experience details that I've forgotten. But
okay, next one.
Sure.
New God of War content is hinted at once again in response to a tweet discussing the future of game development and standalone expansion. Uncharted Lost Legacy, Twitter user Viewer Anon suggested that we'll see more, quote, half sequels going forward to fill in the gaps between major releases, and referenced God of War Ragnarok. Viewer Anon is most well known for movie rumors. In August, insider The Snitch, not to be confused with the original Snitch, who had an impeccable record, claimed that Ragnarok's DLC is in the works and is about 60% through development. That percentage actually makes sense for the timeline. Anyways, many dismissed the claim, but now Viewer Anon, mostly known for their credible movie leaks, has hinted that Ragnarok is indeed getting some sort of expansion. Speculations of a Ragnarok-related release have been making rounds since March, when Tyr voice actor Ben Prendergast teased another appearance of his character. This comes from Zarmena Khan at PS Lifestyle. I'm not going to go into it again. You guys have already heard my rant if you've been listening to this podcast. But I believe that this DLC exists, and that will be playing as Atreus. That's it. That's all I have.
Plays Angraboda and learn what happened to her family.
That would be interesting.
Play as Thrud.
No.
I love to actually, yes. Play as Thrud in an alternate timeline where she kills Odin.
With Mjolnir.
Oh, do you think Thrud side tangent? Do you think Thrud well, I don't know if Thrud is canonically worthy of Mjolnir in Norse mythology, but for the purposes of video games, that'd be really cool, huh? Little Chris Evans analog here.
Ragnarok,
actually, not a Chris Evans analog. That's Thor's daughter. So.
Yeah. She was using it at the end of Ragnarok. So.
Wait, did I just forget that? She was really using it?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I think
so some mild spoilers, I guess, for the end of Ragnarok, but it's worth just discussing because we're here.
Okay, skip forward like 2 minutes. If you want to hear.
Well, it doesn't have to be that, even like 30 seconds.
All right.
In the post-game stuff, I don't know how much post-game stuff you did.
I think I did all the post-game.
I have the platinum.
Okay.
I don't have the platinum, but I think I did all the post-game.
Okay. So like, but I think this is just like a random encounter. But I think in which realm? The sand one. Is that the elves, Alfheim?
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's Alfheim.
Correct.
Somewhere in there, post game, you find Thrud, where Mjolnir had crashed down after Ragnarok happened, and she like picks it up. I think it's in Alfheim. That doesn't really matter. She picks it up and then flies off with it.
Mm.
I think I just moved Ragnarok to my external storage yesterday to make room for other games. But what I'm trying to say is I'm interested. I'm going to put a Ragnarok back on my internal storage and investigate this because I don't remember this.
I mean, did you guys, like, for example, not that we have to talk about it, but did you
Bree
guys
got the platinum, so she definitely.
But did you guys like go to the prison?
Yes. I know what you're
Okay.
talking about. Yes.
Okay, yeah. And you went all the way down to the bottom and you're like,
Uh-huh.
ooh. Yeah.
Ooh, there's something down here.
This
Ooh,
is.
what's this?
I don't remember this. Did I just miss a significant portion of the post game?
I mean, it's not like a significant portion, but
I
it's a
wanna see
pretty
it.
big reveal.
It's
wanna see it.
interesting. So
That is definitely one word to put to describe it. It is interesting.
Okay, so right after this podcast, I'm transferring Ragnarok back to my internal storage and going to investigate.
Yes, to clarify, what you'll want to do, not without spoilers, is it's wherever the spirit bird tree is. I can't remember what realm. You will find, assuming you're on a save file where you're post game, you'll find a new route to take in that realm because it's quite small. That realm, it's like the arena that you can fight in the left, and then the bird tree. But there's something in between that you can now do. Just have a little explore around there, see what you find.
And does the map have notifications like check this out before you go there?
No, I don't think so. It might do now, like there've been updates and stuff, but at launch it definitely didn't.
You said it was a small realm. You know which realm it was?
Wherever the bird tree is, Niflheim.
I think I
It
forgot
was whatever the
bird
mist
tree
realm was.
Oh, yeah, that's Niflheim. Niflheim's mist. Yeah.
But it's the one that's all frozen over now.
Time to return 2018. I mean, Ragnarok. I'm kind of mad at myself. Yeah. I didn't see this before.
I left my Ragnarok playthrough with Kratos at the bonfire thing, the rainbow bonfire. That's where I left.
I think that was the last thing I did as well.
It's a perfect way to end the game.
I don't
Just
know
crying.
what I did. I feel like I talked. I think how I left the game was I talked to a lot of people. Like we're in a structure, like a stony hideout with Kratos and friends and Atreus and friends. And I was talking to all the people.
Yeah.
I think that's where I left off.
If you haven't done that quest, like the traveling lovers, whatever quest, I would recommend that one above everything else.
All right, I'll need to revisit Ragnarok now.
Thanks, my whole reason for bringing that up is because, again, without spoilers, the whole Ben Prendergast teasing like another appearance of his character. Some people might be misconstruing exactly what that means, like depending on information that they do or don't have. So that's why I raised it, just in case.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, last one.
Sure.
Do it.
I guess this is me. So, the Horizon Forbidden West Complete Edition has been released on October 6th, and it's on 2 discs. Social media post showing the back of the Complete Edition box shows that the physical copy of the game will be shipped on 2 Blu-rays with at least 121 gigabytes minimum needed for the installation. Jesus. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth will also be on 2 discs. And Forbidden West Complete Edition includes the Forbidden West base game, the Burning Shores DLC, the digital soundtrack, digital art book, Horizon Zero Dawn Volume 1 digital comic book. That's cool. Some in-game items with extras and photo mode, and other ones unlocked via story progression with quite a few different outfits and a resources pack. This will then be followed by a PC release of the Complete Edition, which is expected in early 2024. So, as someone who's still hasn't bought in Forbidden West, and
I haven't either,
will likely be downgrading from PS Plus extra to essential, and Forbidden West is currently only accessible through extra and above. This is another like ultimate stupid edition, complete edition, whatever you want to call it, of a game that I'll get a couple years down the line for $20 or less. But I think I'll get to it eventually. For the record, Zero Dawn Complete Edition is on my list. If there's a Sony drought over the next year, it's like, want to play the Infamous games and check out Zero Dawn.
Hell yeah.
So yeah.
It'll probably be down at that price around the time that Horizon 3 is gearing up.
Oh yeah, and I heard
they might add Forbidden West to the catalog just for like a month or something.
Well, no, Forbidden West isn't the catalog.
It's on the catalog.
That's the point I was making.
Oh,
yeah.
I spaced out.
No, it's okay, but Burning Shores is
not with the DLC. Obviously.
Yeah, Burning Shores is not. Yeah.
I did have a question. Have either of you guys read the comic books for Horizon?
No.
Just curious.
Yes.
Are they good?
Yeah.
Okay.
But like, they're only going to be good and worthwhile, and you
I'm not going to
will only understand what the hell they're talking about if you've played the game.
Yeah, I'm not just going to read the comic.
Yeah.
I was just
but no, like that
specific
one is kind of like an interstitial between Zero Dawn and Forbidden West.
Oh, interesting.
And explains how a certain character is in a very particular situation throughout, from the beginning of Forbidden West going forward, and the quest line that you do with them. So it's good. It is good.
Okay.
Underrated. One of the best narratives Sony has going currently.
Yeah, Kevin Ainsworth, I know, is at odds with you on that.
Yeah. It's because it's more buried. Like, on the surface, it's like, oh, it's cavemen fighting robot dinosaurs. And like,
which is still a cool story.
Of course it is. But like, there is a lot of lore that is actually really intriguing. I've said this plenty of times, but it's very compelling if you take the time to read it.
Okay. Do we want to get to some questions?
Sure.
Oh my lord. Which one do you want to do, Taylor?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Taylor. Why are you asking me?
You're the hostess with the mostest.
Ignore mine. Ignore it for a week. We don't have any more questions.
Okay, I think
a while ago.
So if reports of Ragnarok DLC are true, is this a good stopgap plan for Sony if they're set for a single player drought after Spider-Man? That's one question.
Yes.
I'm interested in these kind of like halfway DLCs. I think these are interesting.
I feel like it's, I guess I have a few things to say, right? With how big game development is for marquee AAA titles, tens to hundreds of well, obviously tens, but approaching 100, 200 plus $1 million dev cycles, 5 years or more. I feel like these smaller projects make a more sustainable and more frequent cycle for the consumer.
Yeah, and it's also profitable.
It's also profitable. Pack a lot of story in. Miles Morales, Lost Legacy.
Never played that one.
Infamous First Light.
That was a really small one.
I haven't played it, but just one that came to mind.
Yeah.
I need to play Second Son too. Anyway, so I think it's good. You can fit a lot of things into a small package.
Okay.
Like Journey. Journey's not.
Oh God, I love.
It's Journey. Journey's not a side game, but it's a very short game. But at the time, it was game of the year for tons of people.
If you guys ever want to have just like an experience, if anybody listening hasn't played Flower and or Journey,
I have played some of Flower and not Journey.
Playing Flow into Flower into Journey is it's immaculate.
All right, I gotta do that one day.
I do agree that the DLC or like mini smaller games thing is the path forward. I'd like that for every Sony IP, to be honest. Give me a mini Ghost game that shortens the gap between big installments. I love that stuff. But I think like it depends on perspective, because the question specifically says a good stopgap if they're set for a single player drought after Spider-Man. I just disagree with that statement. I don't think that they are set for a single player drought.
Oh,
Because if you look at the beginning of next year, we have Rise of the Ronin, which is third party but console exclusive. Then you've got Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And then,
and then nothing.
Technically nothing, but I've been on record saying that I almost guarantee, well, guarantee might be a bit strong, but I'm pretty certain that we will get Death Stranding 2 next year as well, which again isn't first party, but still, single player. So, I think like if you're looking on par across other platforms, Sony is probably still as set as other people for single player stuff. It's just that we haven't heard a lot of first party single player stuff.
What if we don't get Death Stranding 2? And beyond those two things that you just mentioned, we don't get anything else from Sony next year. What if? I know that's crazy.
I mean, obviously, we're in terms of single player, like we'll
there's no way,
and stuff.
But yeah,
I mean, you say that it's not impossible.
It's not impossible, but can you imagine for investors like, hey, we have nothing coming out this year?
Well, nothing single player.
Yeah,
because Concord is first party, but that's obviously multiplayer.
All Sony has to do with that statement is say, we don't have this amount of games coming out for this amount of time, but sales are doing this well in spite of this, as seen in these past instances that this has occurred. Like, unless it's an absolutely unprecedented, quote unquote, drought of first party titles, as long as Sony can support, historically, they've seen on PS5 a ton of sales with those conditions. Shareholders and investors don't care. As long as their money.
Consider this year. Like, Sony have had probably one of their best years business-wise ever this year. And the only first-party game that they're putting out is Spider-Man 2. Now, granted, that's a very big game, and the rest of this year has been carried by a lot of third-party stuff that is also excellent, including Final Fantasy 16 as a console exclusive.
Yeah, we've just had a huge year of gaming, right? That's what you're saying.
So I think that regardless of what next year gives us, it's going to look relatively meager in comparison.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think that Spider-Man 2 is going to
have like a hangover from this year.
Spider-Man 2 will carry Sony through the rest of this year into the early next year. And then they're going to double down into Rebirth and stuff. So I think that they will have enough to coast. Maybe they do have to coast because they don't have first-party single-player stuff. But I don't think that it's an issue if they don't, because they'll still have plenty of good stuff.
Yeah, I think that for the purposes of this conversation, and I've always felt this way, people don't have to call them first party. Like you say, well, second party or third party exclusive. For purposes of this conversation, I treat a console exclusive in the same way as I do a first party exclusive. The point so the reason I'm saying this is because Final Fantasy 16, that impact cannot be overstated. And probably another game that I just forgot about, but like Final Fantasy 16 was a really big hitter, and that was in June. Street Fighter 6, that was also multi-platform. We had Diablo, but Armored Core. Well, Armored Core probably didn't sell that well, did it?
I don't think it did bad.
I don't think it did badly, yeah,
but not Elden Ring numbers.
Oh my god. Okay, second part to this question. With Forza Motorsport out, we see any number of pixel comparisons with GT7. Do you care about those things? I don't. It feels silly to me. Again, from Luke Lore.
No.
I
don't think I care. I'm also not a racing guy.
I'm not a racing guy.
Also, if I'm a racing... So let me back up. Maybe if I'm a casual racing fan, I care more. But if I'm really into racing games, I think I really care about how the game feels to play. How does it feel to drive the car? How are your physics feeling in the game?
I'm actually anti-racing games.
Oh, okay. I will say Forza Motorsport looks photorealistic. I've seen gameplay of it. Sorry, the roads, the cars look like they're from a video game from what I've seen, but the roads themselves and the conditions, it looks like I'm driving. So whereas Gran Turismo 7 is pretty saturated in its color palette, but I guess that's a different style. So it's whatever you prefer, really. But if I was really into racing games, like I said, I'd be much more concerned how the game plays.
Yeah, I don't think it should matter to anyone outside of like console warriors. But like even with that, if you're primarily an Xbox player, you'll only be playing Motorsport. And if you're primarily a PlayStation player, you'll be playing Gran Turismo. So either way, you've got a good to great racing sim. The only thing I would say, and I know it's technically not part of the question, is I do think that as time goes on, Forza Motorsport's relevance is going to continue to wean off just because of how big Horizon is. Like, I know that they're different experiences, but I think that Horizon is gaining so much traction in the racing community in general, and in terms of the games industry in general, that I don't know that they need Motorsport. Like, I know that it still has a community and fan base and people that will want it, but when Horizon can potentially provide that experience alongside the more open world arcadey stuff, I imagine they'll probably just merge the two together.
I mean, I think that would make sense, but
yeah,
who knows? Who knows?
But don't go comparing games against each other. Just enjoy the games.
Okay, so from Kyle, AnimeCast co-host, how are we feeling about Helldivers 2? It's the next game from PlayStation in February, yet I don't see much hype for it. I have no feelings one way or another about Helldivers.
No, I mean, it looks competent. It looks good. I don't know that I'm going to really be spending any tangible amount of time in it.
Unless the platinum's easy, and then you will.
Maybe, but it's not going to be. Helldivers is a horrifically difficult game, and I imagine that will be the same for Helldivers 2.
Yeah, but that doesn't stop you from platinums.
I mean, no, but depends on the degree of the difficulty. And also, I'm not a multiplayer guy, which I think is the biggest thing. Like, if I'm going to have to go into online matches and rank up, it's like that's not my thing.
Yeah,
I can do that.
Yeah. Heaven forbid you play games with friends.
Yeah, give me a Paw Patrol. I'll knock that one out easy peasy. But also, I don't know whether it's the wording, but like technically, just for clarity for the audience, this isn't a PlayStation Studios game. It's being published by PlayStation, but it's coming from a second party. So like, we're getting into semantics there, but I just want it to be clear that it isn't technically the next game from PlayStation. That would likely be Concord, I imagine, unless they shadow drop something else before then. But I don't see a Death Stranding or a Wolverine coming before a Concord. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah. Typically you are, but just kidding. Just kidding.
I'll take it on the chin. It's fine.
Okay.
Do you care about Helldivers, Taylor?
No, it looks interesting, but I didn't play the first game, and I'm not big into. Is Helldivers technically a roguelike light, right?
I don't think so.
It's like how do I say it? Like Remnant, that brand of.
Yeah, sort of. I think that's
that brand of game
Risk of
usually
Rainy type thing.
Yeah, usually isn't my jam. I think I'm much more these days in it for either give me great narrative or great gameplay with a definitive end to the game.
Yeah.
Only exception being maybe Smash Brothers, which is a perennial.
I like Mario Kart as well.
Yeah. Kart.
If Helldivers was like a mix between Returnal and like an Earth Defense Force, I'd probably be far more interested. But because it seems to be so reliant on having like a squad, I think that's going to limit its.
You don't have a Squirtle squad?
I don't know how uncomfortable that line just made me feel, but relatively.
You don't like Squirtle Squad? Kyle and talked about this.
There must be some kind of reference I'm missing here.
Have you not seen Pokemon?
I mean, have I seen?
No, like, have
That's
you
quite
watched
a
the
wide
Pokemon TV
question.
show?
I mean,
Like, even the
I've-
first
not
10
all of
episodes of
it.
Pokemon.
A long time ago, probably.
Yeah, there's the Squirtle Squad with their, like, sunglasses.
Do you expect me to remember that? Come on.
Everybody remembers it. Oh my
I
god.
remember the Squirtle Squad.
Thank
And
you.
I don't do
Taylor.
Pokemon. Are you
Kyle
wearing
suggested
blue?
that we all be Squirtle Squad for Halloween if we were all able to get together at some point for
Yeah.
Halloween. And I said yes.
I think, yeah, I'd do that.
I'll be a Squirtle.
No.
Sam, have you ever played a Pokemon game? You Nintendo foreigner?
No, it's Pokemon Go. Did that for a little bit.
That does count. Okay.
Yes, it does.
I know. I see. I said that does count.
Oh, okay.
I played. What was it?
Sleep?
Pokemon Sleep, right?
No, Sapphire.
Oh, okay.
Excellent game.
Yeah.
Groudon's better though. Ruby's better because
I'm
Groudon's
sorry.
cooler.
Yeah.
Actually, lie. Emerald's the best. No, I think Groudon's still the coolest.
On that note of Pokemon and Nintendo.
Yeah. On that note, I think we're gonna wrap up this episode. Wait, do we have a poster this week?
We might.
No.
We should ask. We can discuss after we stop recording. We may.
We might have a post show right now, guys. Get excited. Actually, you probably should. Bree, you only have what? It's this week and next week you have left in the month. No.
This week and then the last week of the month is the last week. So,
And we need 2 post shows per month.
Yep. Anyways, we'll talk about it after.
Okay.
Ready? Go.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for listening. And you can find us on YouTube at Save the Game Media, Twitter at Save Game Media. Check us out on the Discord. Check us out for Extra Life. Links are all in the show notes. Where can people find you, Bree?
You can find me at Fabulous Brianna, FabulistBreanna.
Awesome. Where can people find you, Sam?
Anywhere and everywhere at Sam Heaney, Heaney.
Not spam 591.
You know, I feel like it's a cursed name at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Okay, you guys want to hear some embarrassing PS3 era username stuff?
Yeah, absolutely.
You want to know what my old PS3 username was before I got my PS4 and then
I
carried
have
the PS5?
embarrassing usernames too. Go ahead.
All right.
What's yours?
Cake is awesome 585, but awesome was spelled OSSIM, and it was all one word.
Okay, yeah.
And on Minecraft server, as a 13-year-old, I made my username Ghost of Sparta.
Okay,
That's
not bad.
pretty good though. I like that one.
Thanks.
Sam, do you have any embarrassing ones?
No. It's always just been the spam one for me.
Of course. Look at me. I'm Sam.
I'm perfect.
With my razor chair.
I wasn't going to say it.
And
but...
okay, we can end the show. All right.
Okay.
Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.